Third reactor, roll off.
What's going on, Reactorites? And welcome back for another review of The Flash. I just finished watching the latest episode titled Welcome to Earth-2. And unfortunately, as you can see, John is not here today. John is, I hate to say it, but John has left us. He's gone. He's gone to a better place. And, we here at Nerd Reactor, we will miss him dearly. But let's just, we need to remember the happy times and, just cherish those, because John would want it that way. John would want us to move on and move forward and do this review because he's away doing something else, and he'll probably be back next week. So let's talk about this episode. Wow, just amazing. Like I was completely floored. Like I knew it was going to be a big episode because obviously the whole Earth-2 thing, but I didn't know it was going to be this good. Like they had a lot of stuff in there and a lot of hints and Easter eggs, like just all over the place, man. Like, obviously the big thing with the big jumping from, Earth-1 to Earth-2, you get to see a lot of flashes. You see a lot of Easter eggs. Obviously, you're going to see Supergirl. You see what looks like John Wesley Sips' version of the Flash. That was something that we've always kind of talked about, and fans have kind of wondered hey, how come that can't be one of the other universes? The fact that the original Flash, where Barry's dad was the Flash, and maybe he's not even Barry's dad, he's just another version of Barry Allen. So we saw a glimpse of it. I'm pretty sure it was pretty quick, and we even saw the Green Arrow for a second, but I'm not entirely sure what that could be hinting to. But obviously the big thing was Supergirl, because we all know by now the crossover is going to happen, so that's a big thing. But then we also saw a couple other flashes here and there. Overall, amazing episode. A lot of stuff that's going to do. Just Earth-2 itself is just really cool, and it's just it's a completely different world. I mean, he's now married to Iris. I mean, things are changed around. Deadshot is still alive, which I thought was pretty cool. And then Leonard Snark, I think, is the mayor, right? They kind of hinted at that, and it just, everything just flipped upside down, and there's just certain things that are different, and everything has this weird 1940s vibe to it. It was just a cool difference in style, and even the characters. I love that. You get to see obviously Caitlin Snow as Killer Frost in this, and they've been teasing that for a while. We saw that in actually the finale from last year, and we get to finally see it here, and I love what they did with her. And I think Danielle Patterbaker, she did a really good job with that character, just completely changing her the way she talked, the way she walked, just everything about Caitlin Snow is gone. This is a completely different character. You don't feel the same way about her that you did from the previous episode, and you don't make the association other than the fact that that's the same actor. Obviously Deathstorm is Robbie Amell, returned. He's still alive in this universe, but not really that much contrast between him and the old one. They really didn't give him a chance to flesh out his character. He's just kind of a bad guy. But I do like their chemistry, Killer Frost and Deathstorm. The fact that they're them still being together, but then now them being bad guys and then working for Zoom. And that goes a lot into this story. I thought it was just going to be we're going to go to Earth-2, they're going to test out the waters for a while, they're not going to really do anything major, I thought, in this episode. But boy, was I wrong, because they just they delved in deep, especially for Barry, him just living out this fantasy life. He loves Iris, and to finally be with her and be at a point in their relationship where they're already married and they're already thinking about kids and stuff like that. It's just something that it's kind of hard for him to adjust to, but at the same time he kind of wants this. He wants this because he never had that relationship with Iris, even though he wanted it to, and then just kind of because of the way things unfolded in his universe, it just never happened. So I don't know if that's kind of a hint at that maybe when this is all over, said and done, that it might go back to that story, because I know there's a lot of Iris and whatever West Allen fans, shippers out there that love that storyline, and maybe they might kind of come back to that now. But even in the beginning, when Iris kind of talks to Barry and it's kind of like, are you leaving because you believe you don't have anything here? Like, I thought that was an interesting hint, because Barry says Patty, like, oh, you think I'm leaving because Patty's gone, but at the same time I was like, was she talking about herself? Maybe, I don't know, we'll see. And the whole, Barry's mom is alive, his dad is alive, like they're okay, they're just kind of like, living out their lives. This is not, Barry's dad's not in jail, the mom's not dead. And just there's that brief moment where he really gets the chance to reconnect with her, and she's like, hey, how's it going? Like, it's just funny because she doesn't realize the weight behind this conversation she's having with Barry. We know how big of a deal this is, and how big that finale was, and what he said to his mother in those last minutes that they had with her. And it was just kind of like, wow, this is deep, this is emotional. But I mean, there was a lot of stuff to take in. Like, I love the fighting, I love the CG, the fight between Barry and Killer Frost and Deathstorm was awesome. I think one of the big portions of the story of this episode was obviously revolved around Cisco. It really brought his character to the forefront. Like, it was a big thing for him because, obviously this is a crazy adventure for him. He could die. He could, potentially not return and, be lost in Earth-2 forever. And even, like, gives Caitlin Snow a letter saying, like, if anything happens to me, please give this to my family. But, I think one of the things he said, like, or, but, as he went to Earth-2, one of the big things he was talking about was, where is he? Where's his doppelganger? He had to, find out, like, because, obviously Barry has one, Iris has one, he has to have one too, and lo and behold, he does, and he's evil. He's an evil version of Vibe. His name is Reverb. So basically, he's been watching Cisco, and he says, together we can rule this world. Like, you don't realize how strong you are. And it was pretty cool, like, because usually Cisco's a secondary character. He's always the comic relief. A lot of fans love Cisco. I love Cisco, but to actually see that Cisco sees his potential, like, he's looking straight at him, like, this is what Cisco could be if he, tries to work towards this. But obviously he doesn't want to be the evil version of this. He wants to be, the superhero version of this, because he actually sees, how he uses his powers, and he's like, I can do that? And he's like, yeah, you could do so much more. So it was kind of cool to see that moment for him. And I think, everything changed when Zoom arrived. Like, he instantly kills both vibration, both Reverb and Deathstorm, like, right in front of him, and then he takes Barry away. He takes the Flash away. So what happens now? Like, obviously, the Flash is contained. He's been, put in his cell, and you still have Harrison Wells and you still have Cisco there. And then the other thing is, obviously, we saw Caitlin Snow. She was distraught, or not Caitlin Snow, it's Killer Frost. She was distraught over her loss of Ronnie. But what does that mean? Does that mean we're going to see maybe a team up later on? Or we can see that in the next episode, or maybe the next one after that? I think so. I think we're going to see that, because if there's anything that could help them locate Zoom, it's Killer Frost. And so we're just going to have to wait until we see that episode. But overall, I love this episode. It was great. Just action-packed. It was everything I thought and more. And I just can't wait. Can't wait until the next episode. Let us know what you guys thought about it. We've been covering the series for a while. So far, this is like one of my favorite shows on here. One of my favorite shows we cover. We cover X-Files, we cover Supergirl. Sometimes we cover even Agent Carter when we get the chance. There's a lot of videos to do. Obviously, DC's Legends of Tomorrow, still a good show. Arrow. So if you guys love those type of shows, subscribe, like, and we'll see you guys next time.